The BCCI has announced the squad for the South Africa series. It's a straightforward team, but we have three players on focus. That is Virat Kohli, Chiteshwar Pujara, and Ajinkya Rahane. We will talk about these big three in today's show. Hello and welcome to News 9. I am Shubhayan Chakravarti, and to discuss these three players, the big three of the Indian team, I have Nikhil Narayan joining me. Nikhil, the focus will be on these three because of the slump in form, the controversies, the captaincy muddle. But what has happened to these three? The runs are not coming. Ajinkya Rahane has lost his place in the playing 11. Cheteshwar Pujara is in a dicey slot. And we have this controversy regarding the captaincy when it comes to Virat Kohli. What has happened to these three?
Yes, I mean, these three, which form the core of India's
Yeah.
top and middle order, have been in woeful form in Test cricket, in the last couple of years. The numbers, if you see, are absolutely shocking. And the fact that India is still winning and is the number one team in Test cricket, the credit has to go to the likes of Rohit Sharma, Rishabh Pant, Jadeja, Ashwin, Bumrah, and Mohammad Shami. Because if three of your premier batsmen
Absolutely.
have numbers like these three have, since 2020, then I mean it is impossible for any team to win. Uh, I'll just take you through some of those numbers, Shubhayan.
Yeah.
Rahane has an average of around 24, Kohli 26, and are in the bottom two amongst the 39 batsmen who have at least scored more than 500 runs
That's
since
staggering.
2020.
Wow.
Pujara hasn't done, any better. He's marginally fared better. His average is around 27. He's the fourth lowest. So India's big three, Pujara, Kohli, Rahane in a nutshell, are amongst the bottom four amongst the 39 batsmen who at least scored 500 runs in the last couple of years. I mean, these are shambolic numbers. Collectively, they don't have any 186 test innings.
Absolutely. And
Earlier,
that is the biggest worry for the Indian fans.
absolutely. And earlier they had, collectively, otherwise in their careers, they have 57 between them in 454 innings, which means from scoring 100 approximately every 8 innings, now they don't have any in 86.
Wow. Wow. That's simply sensational.
This is a collective disaster for
Yeah.
India. India is lucky that they've been winning, courtesy the other players, but it cannot continue like this for long.
Absolutely, you're 100% right. And when it comes to the market tour of South Africa is the only place where India are yet to win a Test series, and this is the golden opportunity for the Indian team. You know, Nikhil, when it comes to scripting history in South Africa, we have done it in Australia, we have almost done it in England, but now the challenge will be in South Africa. The main focus of our discussion will be Ajinkya Rahane because he is the player, the former vice captain. Now Rohit Sharma has been elevated to the Test vice captaincy as well. So Ajinkya Rahane is no more a surety in that Indian Test playing 11. And when it comes to South Africa, you know, where the Pacers generally tend to dominate. South Africa have the likes of Kagiso Rabada, Enric Nokia. This is a potential world-class pace bowling department, and they have the likes of George Linde as well in the test unit who can bowl some spin. What is this the last chance for Ajinkya Rahane, Nikhil?
Absolutely. There's no doubt about it. Ajinkya Rahane firstly may not start in the
Yep.
11 come the Boxing Day test at the Centurion. I think it will be Vihari. If not Vihari, then Iyer. See, Rahane, the reason he was taken, the vice captaincy was taken away from him is his batting. There's no
Yeah.
other reason.
Yeah.
Because as a captain, he's done well.
Yeah.
I mean, remember that Australia series, it was he who took us India to victory after Virat Kohli had gone back to
Yeah.
attend the birth of his child. But Ajinkya Rahane's number, Shubhayan, an average of below 20, 19.57 in this calendar year, places him lowest among 66 batsmen
Wow.
who have
Oh.
scored 200 plus runs in the calendar year. Lowest. He's lower than the likes of Ashwin and some other bowlers from
That's
other
baffling.
teams.
Yep.
And still he's lucky that because of an extended squad, because of COVID protocols, he's a part of the contingent for South Africa. But just 250s this year, high failure rate of 62%. Ajinkya Rahane also is not producing that those wow innings anymore.
Yeah.
Lords 214, North Sound recently, then MCG 2020.
Yep.
Chennai also, he played a support act in that partnership with Rohit Sharma, which transformed the series at home against England. So, but those innings are few and far between. Actually, his dip in form came from 217. If you
Uh-huh.
see the numbers, Shubhayan, his average in 217 was 34, 218 was 30, 220 was 38, and 221 is 19.57.
That's shocking. That's not a good numbers for a prime batter in the Indian Test setup.
Absolutely. The only aberration was 219 when he scored some runs and he averaged above 70. But it was an aberration.
Yeah.
Uh, if I remove 219, his failure rate is 57%, which is 36 of the 63 innings since 217 he has failed.
Mhm.
And that is very high, Shubhayan, as you said, for a middle order batsman. Very, very high for a number 5 batsman. India cannot afford to play 5 batsmen if Ajinkya Rahane is in such form. And they want to play 5 batsmen because they want to play 5 bowlers to win test
Absolutely.
matches. And that cannot happen. So he is putting enormous pressure on the structure of the Indian team. It cannot continue like this.
Absolutely, and do let us know whether you feel Ajinkya Rahane should start in the first test against South Africa, or whether his time is up in the Indian Test setup. Do let us know your opinions. We will feature the best out of them in our next show. But let's move to the big one, Nikhil. He is Virat Kohli, the brand of world cricket. He's going through a turmoil at the moment. He has been sacked as the ODI captain. He's no more the limited overs captain. The power is shifting towards Rohit Sharma, and he finds himself as the captain in a historic series, which can potentially define this era of Indian cricket, where they have dominated everywhere they have gone through. But do you feel this controversy can hurt Virat Kohli, or can this unleash the best of Virat Kohli, the batsman?
I think it will be too extreme, Shubhayan.
Yeah.
Either this will be the end of Virat Kohli, and that will be disastrous for
Yeah.
Indian cricket, or it will unleash the beast inside Kohli. A purple patch like never before will be seen, and he will go on to score 100, hundreds, and break all records. But the thing with Virat Kohli is that even, from his point of view, this slump has been stretched a little longer than he would be comfortable with.
True.
There's no 100 since November 219 Eden Gardens.
And his average is just 26,
in Test cricket in
Yeah.
this time frame. No international 100 for 58 innings now. A very high failure rate in Test cricket, above 50%, which means he's failing in more than half the innings in
Yeah.
this period. Also, I did an analysis in which I compared him to other greats who bat like him, like the aggressive grades, the stroke player grades,
Yeah.
not the accumulators. So players like
Yeah,
Lara,
the numbers,
Ponting,
yeah.
Richards, Tendulkar. The interesting thing from this is that other players have also gone through slump, Shubhayan, but Kohli's failure rate and is the highest,
Yeah.
and his batting average is the lowest amongst all these players,
Mhm.
which is a worry, which is a big worry for India.
True. And Nikhil, it is not like Virat Kohli is batting very poorly. If you look at those statistics, Virat Kohli 23 innings, 26 average, a failure rate of 40 to 52.
Yeah.
Only AB de Villiers came close to him with a failure rate of 51 when he faced that slump of a 2-year 1-month time frame.
Correct.
Otherwise, Ricky Ponting was also then and thereabout with a 50% slump rate.
Yeah.
But Virat Kohli is a different beast when we compare him to other greats, because of his ability to win matches single-handedly. He has that tenacity, he has that exuberance within him, that he wants to win matches for India, and he has done it for uncountable number of times. Do you feel this South African series, where there will be bouncy tracks, the stroke players enjoy the time out there, do you feel Virat Kohli can regain that sort of batting prowess when he used to dominate world cricket?
I mean, this series, with whatever has transpired in Indian cricket in the last 1 or 2 months, Virat Kohli has now been, sacked as ODI captain. It may just spur him, and that purple, we may not be far away from that purple patch.
Yeah.
I think he has too much of pride and ego, to go down, to fade away. He will not go. I don't think this is the end. See, Tendulkar's biggest slump was after the 2011 World Cup.
Yes.
He should have retired. He didn't. And I don't think Virat Kohli will go the Tendulkar way. I think there is one more great 2-3 year period coming, and then he will, call it quits.
True. And Tendulkar at that time was 35, 36 at that time, the fag end of his career. But Virat Kohli is just 33. He still has a good 2-3 years left in him with the sort of fitness he has achieved in his career, right, Nikhil?
Absolutely.
But we will move to another elephant in the room, that is Cheteshwar Pujara. Although he fares better than Kohli and Rahane in this time frame, but there are serious question marks on Cheteshwar Pujara's place in the playing 11, given the plethora of talents we are getting in from the domestic ranks.
Absolutely. And I was thinking that with Shubhayan, that who could be an ideal replacement to Pujara. And Hanuma Vihari could be an interesting option.
Yes, why
Very
not?
like for like, technically sound, good temperament. So instead of Vihari replacing Rahane, that can be Shreyas Iyer's spot at number 5. Pujara, if he doesn't perform, can be replaced by Vihari. It could be a very interesting change. But see, what Pujara's problem has been his performance at home. No 100 since at Nagpur, 102-17. It's been 4 years, average of only 32 at home. He's done well overseas, SCG, the Oval. He's done well overseas. He's not produced those magical, big innings. Only 400s in the last 4 years overseas, but he's played vital support acts. The sort of the thing about Pujara, which will be worrisome for India, is that Pujara before this 217 period, had this. Whenever he got a start, he converted it into a big 100. He had 1400s and 1650s then. Since then, he only has 400s. So that conversion rate has gone down drastically. Also, he's getting the starts. He's got 16 scores between 20 and 49. He's got 1550 since 217. But again, those magical hundreds have gone down, and that is the problem. Cheteshwar Pujara is someone, Shubhayan, who once gets a start, who used to attach a price on his wicket. I don't know where he's losing his concentration. I was just doing some analysis, and there's a problem he has with right arm pace. Out of his 66 dismissals, 44 have been against right arm pace, 33 have been either caught wicketkeeper and mostly in the slip cordon. And not surprisingly then, that James Anderson and Cummins have got him out 7 times each in this time.
That discipline of line
corridor of uncertainty.
Absolutely. But do you feel Cheteshwar Pujara can, regain his best of form in this series?
See, he's a very important player for us. Let's not underestimate him, especially in overseas conditions. India still need him. He's done it in the past. So I think I'm getting a feeling that Pujara will come good. Pujara will come good. I'm not too sure about Rahane. I think Kohli has a purple patch.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Nikhil, for joining us. It was a great chat as always. Do let us know what you think about the big three, whether they can regain their form or whether it will be the last of Ajinkya Rahane or Cheteshwar Pujara in the South Africa tour. We will continue to give you all the coverage when it comes to cricketing activities in and around the world and other sporting activities as well. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe to News 9. Thank you for watching.